But
Yeah,
Moose could have literally.
he would have
Moose could have
got
got Hop. Moose could have got Hop and Lamb. He didn't have to take Lamb
he
here.
could have got Hop and Justin Jefferson. And his wide receivers were straight.
Because I think if Moose would have took D Hop, I don't think would have took CD right there. I don't know.
nah, I wasn't
Could've, maybe.
impressed
I don't
by
think
CD
so.
at all. Like I like him, but I don't. It's too early for me.
Moose took CD and wide receiver 1 Lamb. That was like wide receiver 1 type
That
2.
was his second pick. That's wide receiver 1.
All right, so welcome to League with No Name podcast, episode 46. This is, I think it's the first episode of the season. I don't know how we've been starting it. Hold on a second. Moose trying to log in, but who knows about that. For now, we got Cheese, we got JA. Had the draft last night, so we could jump right into it. How y'all feeling about your drafts last night, Jay? I'll start with you.
I felt great, man. 10th pick. I try to just, make ends meet where I was. I felt, confident about it. I was the first guy to take a quarterback and a tight end, so I kind of jumped and the defense.
He wasn't the first guy to take a QB.
Tight end. I wasn't. Oh well, yeah. You took Mahomes. Yeah, I'm talking about like.
He don't count,
But
man.
he's not in that tier of Mahomes. Mahomes don't count. I've been saying Mahomes is going one. But like after that, like I guess that started to run off of quarterbacks after that because then Randy came back and took Josh Allen and all that. So I was confident. It felt good. Like it felt good to get back into the whole football thing and being around the guys. So I was confident with my draft though. I like what I did.
Cheese, how you feeling?
I feel good. I think a lot of things fell in my favor, but when I go back last night after the draft, I went back and I kind of wish I did some other things somewhere else. But I mean, it is what it is. I ain't stressing it too much. But I like my team. Got my premier running back. Got hella wide receivers.
I told you he was going home, bro. I told Cheesy. Yeah, funny, man.
So you handcuffed, like, you got a lot of running backs handcuffed. What was the strategy behind that?
I just knew I was going to go wide receiver heavy just because the first year I went wide receiver heavy, and I had one running back. So year one, I had Elshon Jeffrey, Des Bryant.
He wasn't even good, though. You just got lucky. He wasn't even good.
Yeah, I got lucky, but, I mean, the way that the board fell, I didn't want to overdraft nobody. So with this year, when I took Derrick Henry, I was like, all right, I got my running back. Let me go get wide receivers. And the way the board fell, I was just like, Delvin gets hurt.
Yeah.
Couple
the
years,
way Moose fell.
A few games. So I went and got Madison. All the running backs that I got, they're in a I want to say their offense is kind of predicated off the running game. Javonte Williams, I think he's going to share with Melvin Gordon until Melvin Gordon starts fumbling like he always does. And then Vic Fangio going to say, you know what? We're going to give it to Javonte Williams. A.J. Dillon, I ain't praying for an injury, but if Aaron Jones get hurt, A.J. Dillon, that's his role. Alexander Madison. I went and got Tony Jones Jr. Nobody knows. Only Gabe knew about him.
I know about him.
That's Kamara's backup since they let go of Latavius Murray. And, Kamara, knee injury, shoulder, something. We don't know what his load going to be. So I just planned ahead and try to get all the handcuffs I could get because I know my wide receivers are straight. I'm good with my flex and my receivers. So I'm just planning on running backs if somebody get hurt.
Who are your receivers? Hop?
D-Hop, Keenan Allen, Mike Evans, Michael Pittman Jr., Gallup, and Mike Williams.
So let me ask you this. You had a second pick. All running backs are still available at that point. What is it that put Derrick Henry over the edge for you, other than being a homer?
That's all there is. It's a homer. For me, it was he doesn't get hurt.
That's true.
And the other running backs, I honestly could say I don't know how they're going to be incorporated in their offense. Like Kamara, with no Breeze, who knows? Can he take the workload? Are they going to give him a workload?
Yeah, true.
We know these running backs are going to get catches, but workload-wise, how are they going to do it? Saquon, how are they going to manage Saquon?
Leave us, please.
But we know Saquon's a dog. All those running backs are dogs. Dalvin Cook, is he going to stay healthy? We know he's going to get his touches. He's going to get 20 to 25. C-Mac going to get 25 to 30. Derrick Henry, he's going to get 27 rushes. He might not get no catches, but he has to play the Jags twice and the Texans twice, so that could be.
It's a quick game. I mean, he'd be out early. Yeah, you might not.
Hey, if we up, we're gonna run the ball to get it up out of there. So who knows?
He ain't gonna be getting. It's gonna be Darrington, wherever.
Yo, he hurt again, man. I'm done
What's
with
the other dude? Bloomingdale. What's his name?
Blossing you. He the fullback.
Yeah.
Jay been studying. He funny. No, you saw that first game. That's all. You saw that first piece.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the board. Randy actually took Allen in the third, and then you took Kyler Murray in the fourth, Jay. So
okay.
With all the quarterbacks that were still left at that point, why you decided to go with Murray instead of maybe Rodgers, Herbert, Stafford in a new situation, Russ?
Just because
Russ. Why you
you definitely know. Russ, I was not running it back to Russ. I went Kyler just for the simple fact of the dual threat. Like, he could run it, he could throw it. And one thing about Cliff Kingsbury, he's gonna throw the rock. So I know I have a lot of opportunities of, pass yardage, and our league is focused heavily on, QB stats and points. So Kyler just having the option of just, running it or throwing it. And when they down, but they're probably gonna be in shootouts a lot. The defense is improved, but it ain't great. So I think they'll just be, running and throwing, and you add a couple more targets to them. So I mean, I like it. I just need to stay competitive with the scoring with the quarterback, because last year, like, Russ started off crazy. I think like the first 4 or 5 weeks he had like 22 touchdowns, and he kind of spiraled off. Well, I think with Kyler, that offense is more attacking, so I think I have. And then I don't think they'll really trust the run game as much, especially if it gets off to a slow start. So they'll put more on his shoulders. So I took Kyler.
Gotcha. Speaking of QB, I was in a dilemma literally up until my drive to the draft, because it was either going to be C-Mac or it was going to be Mahomes. So I figured.
I think you would think it was C-Mac or Mahomes.
I don't know. There's still that little bit of uncertainty with C-Mac for me, just about the durability. So I was like, let me just take the sure thing. But I figured if I took C-Mac, I get another dog in the second, and then I could take Josh Allen in the third, which is a downgrade from Pat, but it's not a huge downgrade. Because
fantasy downgrade, it ain't like if he's playing like he did last year, that's still great. Like, Mahomes is going to get you your points, but Josh is right up there. He's top 5 fantasy points. So
so I had to go. I think Pat was just safer for me at that point. And I also, until, as y'all probably know, well, Jay know for sure, I didn't even know I was still going to be in first pick up until yesterday morning, and then when Gary spilled the beans to everybody. So
what Randy said, now he good? Because he hit me after he figured out we knew. Like, when I hit the chat, and I was just like, yeah, you know who you are. He was like, oh, your kid's sick. But he wanted Pat, but he was scared that he still wanted his dogs, like where he was. So
yeah. So he had hit me like 2 weeks ago maybe, and I was like, I'm gonna think about it. But I didn't say nothing to him until like 2 days before. So at that point, I guess he already had his strategy, what he was gonna do at 4. So he was like, he didn't want to go back to 1 because he hadn't got a chance to plan for it, which I understand. But I was planning for 4 the whole time because I thought he was going to jump at the opportunity. So I was going to go Tay at 4, and then I was going to come back with another wide receiver.
Running back? Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, to get your quarterback in 3?
And then try to get Josh Allen in 3. If he wasn't there, I would have went A-Rod. But things played out the way they played out. I got Pat, and we'll see what happens from there.
Yeah.
Let me just
Moose ain't trying to get in. It says wait for host.
Yeah,
Moose like the kid that like he missed the bell to be the class. Like, bro, now he's sitting outside the door. Like,
I hit let him in, and then every time I hit admit, it just goes away. So I don't know what's up with him.
Here you go.
This guy.
He got the same face from last night.
Oh, he wearing a mask now. Now he wearing a mask.
Connected to audio.
Oh. Yeah. Oh man.
Oldest around. Gotta make sure I'm well protected.
That ain't your phone either.
My fault, y'all. I don't know what the hell was going on. Trying to go on the laptop, trying to go on the phone wasn't working.
Yeah, I seen you was on
your. That ain't your phone.
Chill.
It tells you.
We already jumped into the episode, so you could start just overall how you feel about your draft last night.
Overall, I feel pretty well about my draft. Everybody else doesn't think so.
You're such a liar.
I'm dead ass. I feel good about my team. I got Aaron Rodgers, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He can go toe for toe with any quarterback. I got good wide receiver depth. I got CeeDee Lamb. I really like Damn, hold on. I got CeeDee Lamb, Jefferson. Like,
if you talking, you ain't listening.
Oh my God, I'm not listening to the book.
Let him talk. Let him talk.
CeeDee Lamb, like a lot of people gave me cause I picked CeeDee Lamb over D Hop, and Austin Eckler. Those two people I could say, I get that why people kind of got riled up. But CeeDee Lamb, I just have that feeling he's gonna be a dog this year. I feel like he's gonna have a lot of receptions. He's very slippery after the catch. It's hard to bring down. And I just feel like he's young and explosive right now. And that was my risk. I just felt like he's gonna have more receptions than D Hop this year. And then my backs are strong. I got Trey Sermon. I got C Mac. I got Chris Carson. I got David Montgomery. You know what I'm saying? And like, don't get me wrong, everyone was all bragging about Cheese team, but I think his team is overrated, bro. He has no depth.
Can we get to that?
He has a very strong
bro, it's about your team. Your team first, Moose.
Hold on. We gonna get the Cheese because he's talking too much talk. Like,
I don't even be talking.
He really think his team is fire. Don't get me wrong. I'm not biased. He had a very strong elite wide receiver core.
No, it's the wrong word.
His running backs is trash, bro. His flex, trash. He ain't got no flex, bro. His flex like this. That shit. He can't flex. Yeah. Like, he got no flex game.
I don't know, Moose. Like, I gotta disagree with you about the running backs because Henry is solid. You already know.
Henry a dog.
And I think
after Henry, if Henry had one of them slow games, it's slow for him. He got Gus, bro.
What about Gus Edwards?
I might be.
Gus Edwards ain't proven. Gus Edwards ain't proven, and I don't believe in him this year.
But that system, they're gonna run nonstop.
With that system, they have the most carries every year.
Okay, that's cool.
But how many carries can you think Gus could really, like, you can't just jump into a role of like 25?
No, I think he could get 17 carries a game. If he gets 17 carries a game, that's good. Because I still got Lamar. Lamar gonna get you his 13 carries and his passing yards too.
Yeah, I like Lamar. I like Lamar for you. But I had to talk some shit because you're ugly. You know what I mean?
All right, so before,
what about Javonte Williams? You don't like Javonte Williams? You know who that is?
Oh no, I don't know who he is. But yeah, he's pretty decent, but he's not proven yet. We don't know who he hasn't stepped on the field. He hasn't ran one carry yet.
That's cool.
Has he? Has he got a carry or any stats?
Yeah, in the preseason.
Oh, pre-roll.
Yeah. So why'd you draft Trey Sermon then?
Huh?
Why you draft Trey Sermon then?
Because he was the best available, I feel like, and he's like
he went late. He went
very late. So. And it was like he was there, and it's like Mostert gets hurt sometimes, and I feel like there's been a lot of buzz in camp about Trey Sermon, so that's why I picked him up.
Gabe actually.
Also, you went off buzz from something that don't count.
I
mean, you got to go off of something.
Yo, Moose. All right, we got to move on to best and worst draft. But before that, I just want to get your thought process. So you seem like you was struggling at 3. You didn't know prior to the draft. You seemed like you had a lot of different ideas. So after seeing Pat go, seeing Derrick Henry go, why did you choose C-Mac? You didn't seem very high on him last year. You expect him to get injured. You expect him to be durable this year?
Yeah. Last year I called it. I felt like I don't know what it was. Sometimes you had that gut feeling that you have, and I felt like C-Mac wasn't going to have a great year last year, maybe due to injury or something. And I knew Lamar was going to take a huge drop off last year, and they both did. And it just said, I don't know. I feel like this year, I'm a little bit more comfortable with the pick. I didn't want to pick Patrick Mahomes at 3. Don't get me wrong, I love Pat, and I would love to have him on my squad.
He wasn't making it to 3.
Oh my gosh, shut up! I would love to have Pat on my squad, whatever. But just the format of drafting at number 3, I would have been on the 8 ball, and I would have had to pick. I had a hit on every pick because after picking a quarterback, the running backs are gone. I had to wait 18 picks. And that's another reason why around my second and third pick was kind of like, because everybody took who I wanted, man. I really wanted DK. And I was like, and Randy just sniped him like right before me. And so that's why I picked CD over Hop, because like I felt I need a splashy pick. I need someone young, somebody who's going to get a lot of reps, a lot of balls. So I picked CeeDee Lamb. And then Otis, you sniped my third pick. I wanted Wilder. I was going to go back and get Wilder too, so that kind of messed me up as well. So I had to readjust on my second,
Wilder,
third. Huh?
First pick was third.
Okay.
He picked
no,
Wilder, and that messed me up because I wanted Wilder as well. So I knew that coming into the draft that my second and third pick was going to be kind of like stressful because I already knew it was at waiting those 18 picks. A lot of people picking them dogs, and even J.A. and a few other people made it hard for me coming back too because he picked Kyler Murray. I'm like, damn, everybody picking my cats, bro. So it was a rough draft though, but I feel like
I had to take Tyler because he would have never made it back to me.
He wouldn't have made it. I wanted to
There's
grab
no
him,
way.
but it was just
There was no way.
real.
I said I got to get my guy now, and then I'll let y'all figure it out.
Yeah, because he wasn't coming back. I'll tell you that. He wasn't.
All right, so let's get into some best worst drafts. So everybody just give me either one draft you really liked or one draft that didn't make sense to you. I'll start with Cheese. Go ahead.
The draft, he always performs, so I ain't really worried. But our Kings draft,
Really?
Stafford, A-Rob, Cooper Kupp, T. Higgins, Chubb, Gibson, Higbee, Jacobs, Aguilar. They're good picks. I mean, we know how it can get, but it's nothing. His team isn't explosive to me, points wise.
But he finding points anywhere though. It's
that's
it's
why
weird,
I like
yo.
by the names and how it looks, I don't like it, but we know King history. So it's just I kind of like everybody draft, but if I had to pick a draft, I'm not gonna do the obvious and say Moose. I would just go King.
Moose team ain't that bad. It's just we
Moose
just see what your team. Moose team
time.
ain't bad. It's just what he did for your team. Moose team ain't bad. It's just
And I don't get the narrative of how I did for him. Otis is right behind me, and so is freaking Randy.
But Otis
Randy
can't take somebody that you could take from Chiefs.
Randy could have picked Hopkins.
But he got
Philly.
DK. He got a number one. He got a number one.
Okay.
You got a number two. You got a number two.
But I got technically a number two, but my number two is possibly going to have more yards and more receptions than the number one.
No, you got the number two wide receiver, but you got the third option.
The third option?
Zeke and Cooper.
You put your running backs. Yeah, okay. I understand that.
So he the third option to getting the ball.
Hop
opposed to D-Hop, first
DK
option.
is the first option.
D-Hop, the first option in that offense.
Yep.
DK is the first option in that offense.
I could agree with you.
Who's your wide receiver? Who's your first wide receiver?
I didn't get a wide receiver to the fourth with Robert Woods.
Oh, then that's all right.
Yeah.
But you got the like number two or three tight end. You got the best quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Eckler,
who'd you take with your And you got Eckler, who's a PPR king with the catches. So
yeah. To build off what Cheese was saying about the drafts, I thought it was a really balanced year compared to other years.
It wasn't, honestly. I don't have a worse draft. I was honestly, if I would have picked somebody, it would have just been just because we had to. But I don't really think anyone had a bad draft to the point where like it's clear cut that it was a bad draft. Because I like Gabe's draft. The Gabe loaded up at wide receiver. I like Gabe's draft. I like what O did at one. I like what Randy did getting Josh Allen. I like Stoll going RBU heavy. I stopped sleeping on King. I never say King draft is bad anymore because every time we say that, he come out of nowhere and he's a waiver wire legend. He is.
You gotta watch that.
With him, So I think honestly, this is probably like our best draft, like 1 through 10, where everyone is like really. Even just looking at the projections, like granted, you can't take that. You can only take that for a grain of salt. But seeing everyone at that 180, bro, we used to be 160s and 150s. Now it's like everybody's like 180, 190. I'm like, wow. Like, so I think honestly, it was just one of our best drafts as within 6 years. I think this is probably our best one.
I think it came together last year as well with that same narrative. How like it was a really clean draft last year as well.
Yeah, we did.
And I feel like what the thing that helped us out this year was that everybody had their own picks. No one had extra picks, so it kind of made it a little bit more even.
When it's like no trades, because that changed a lot, and no one traded because of COVID. So I think just having that clean slate, everybody with no trades, no nothing, like it was year one. I think that's probably like one of our other best drafts too. I think some guys taking some crazy risks, but Now, I'm gonna definitely say there was no bad draft, but if there was a good draft, I'm gonna just say, I mean, Cheese draft is definitely good. He's top heavy, but yo, Stoll draft ain't bad, yo. I like that 3 running back head. Like you got Taylor, Cook, and who's his third? Jones.
Yeah, he had a very good draft.
I like that, man. So yeah, I'm not going. Chat be looking for motivation too. Maybe
Yeah.
you say something bad. Yeah, I'm not
Like,
giving them that this year. Yeah, I'm not.
I didn't really get a chance to really over analyze the drafts and everything.
I just
like,
skimmed through it. Like I looked at
Yeah, I just
projections and I was
skimmed through
just.
it, but no hit on King. Like I said, his team looks all right. But if I had to say anybody's team, I want to say Los's team. Like no disrespect, he had a great draft and everything, but like when I look at overall team, it's like kind of weak. I got my phone, so you can pull his team up for me, Cheese or somebody.
I got it.
He got Herbert. He got like 7.
Devontae Adams, Najee Harris, George Kittle, Thielen,
Yeah, his running backs are very weak.
Thielen, Gaskins, Ronald Jones, Devontae
I like
Smith,
Gaskins. He
Jamar
could be
Chase.
a real a boomer bust. I like Gaskins, but other than that,
Please
I
leave
feel
us.
like his running backs are
If you
kind of weak.
found him, please leave us.
He got a handcuff for King and Drake. Everybody's team is even to me right now. If you just look at it, I really can't say somebody got a bad draft.
It's just who you gonna catch that's on a bye week. That's all it is. Like who you gonna catch? Somebody gonna catch Los on week 7 though, because I seen his paper. He had like 4 week 7s written down. He was like, yeah, and that's what kept me away from a lot of guys too, because like there's guys on the board that you definitely want, but I'm like, there's no sense to me having AJ Brown that's week 13 bye, and I got another receiver that's week 13. And it's like I'm just not gonna mess with it because then I gotta draft somebody for a backup just to have when they out. So it ain't worth putting yourself through the stress.
Yeah, I would have to agree with Moose. I think if I had to point out anybody, to me, Los kind of had a draft that was a little weaker. I mean, he got a lot of potential, but it's a lot of guys that I'm not super confident in. I think Thielen is going to continue to regress. Miles Gaskins, that's a wild card. You don't know what he's going to do. Jamar Chase, boom or bust. I think he hasn't had a good preseason. But Cheese was saying he didn't love King's team. That's one of my favorite teams, actually. I know you're not high at Gibson in the early second round, but I think Gibson got a lot of potential there. I think Cooper Kupp is going to have a great year with a new quarterback. So King was one of my better drafts, so I guess we feel a little differently there. And I like Gabe getting all those receivers. I said in the chat he got a great wide receiver.
Him taking Tyreek at 7, I was shocked. I didn't think he would because so when I had my draft consultant call all week leading up, I was going Tyreek at 10, Kelsey at 11. So I was texting as a draft. I'm like, kill that plan. Gabe took Tyreek at 7, and then once Tyreek went, I was like, all right, it's either Zeke or Bark that's got to go. Casey took Zeke, so then I was just like, I'm going Bark at 10, and then I'll just take Kelsey off the board because that's easy 20 points.
You know why he took Reek at 7?
Why?
Because I had Reek when he gave him 90 points against the Bucks. He ain't want to deal with that again.
Reek. I definitely was like, I might have just Reek and Kelsey, so it didn't even matter. Like, because who else are you going to throw to? Like, it's just give me that. So I was going to definitely bank on. Like, I was telling my sister the whole week, like, this is what I'm going with is Reek and Kelsey. If it's not, I'll let you know. So Gabe threw me a little off ticket. I didn't think he would. I thought Gabe would go running back. So I was kind of shocked.
I didn't think Otis was going to go with Pat Mahomes #1.
I called it. Oh man, listen. I said he's going Pat, bro.
Well, before you got on, we kind of went through the thought process before you got on. It was either going to be him or it was going to be C-Mac, but I couldn't pull the trigger.
I feel like this year was tough.
Huh?
I feel like this year was hard for. I feel like this year was hard for #1.
Every running back got something knock on him. Whether it's D. Henry with Julio there now, whether it's Dalvin injury history, whether it's C-Mac coming off big injury. So it was really hard to be a #1. So I had to go with the safest option. And Randy didn't.
I tried to tell him.
So
I tried to tell him. I said in the chat, I was like, bro, he's going one Pat, because I was like, don't want to deal with the injury situation with C-Mac, and then what Dalvin been through with the ACL. Mm-hmm. Derrick Henry's never going 1 for you, so I'm just like, he's not going. I said at worst, maybe Tay if he would go 1, but I was like,
couldn't reach for that.
I don't know. Like
that's too much. But
last time a receiver went 1 was when? Well, I took AJ and Antonio Brown year 1.
Had to be way back then. Yeah.
Yeah, league done changed.
All right, for
Now Boo's got him like 8th round.
for sake of time, let's just knock out a couple of starts. If everybody could just give me 2 people that they think are absolute locks week 1. Jay, you want to start?
A lot. I'm gonna go. It's gonna be a crazy game, I think. But I'm gonna go Brandon Cooks with the Texans. I think with that Jags team, honestly, I think that game gonna go crazy. It's gonna be like 35, like 38-35. It's gonna be a weird game because either team doesn't have defense. But I think Brandon Cooks to go, and then honestly, I went to the other side. I went Marvin Jones Jr. I think he'll have a big game too.
Yeah, I like those picks. I think I was surprised. Well, I was kind of surprised Cooks was still available. I think I got him like the 8th round. I understand people are scared of that Texans offense, but somebody got to catch passes. So
listen, I took David Johnson. I dropped him and picked him back up. I don't know what to do.
I was like, what? Cheese, who you got? Any starts this week? Anybody you really like?
Stowe got him. Jonathan Taylor versus Seattle. Seattle defense, they're gonna stink like always. I think he's gonna be the feature back. That's kind of easy for me. And my other one was gonna be Calvin Ridley.
Please leave us.
He the top dog now.
You know we about to do the Slay big game Slay.
Matt Ryan. He gonna throw the Pitts. He gonna throw the Russell Gage. But we know big play,
slide red,
top dog. He can line up anywhere.
You trying to get into the Titans soon? You trying to get into the Titans in a couple of years? Leave us, man.
As soon as y'all done, man, just holler at him.
Nah, chill.
Y'all can have D. Henry when we done with him.
Fuck out of here.
He might have 1,000 carries on his resume by then.
Moose, you got anybody?
Yeah, those my 2.
Any absolute starts this week, Moose?
Eagles.
Yeah, I'm gonna go oppose the cheese. And after he said it, I was already thinking it before. I honestly feel like I will sit C-Rid this week. I feel like
sit C-Rid.
Yeah, yes, Slay. Okay, sure. Moose.
Yeah, we gonna slay him up. I was saying this yesterday to King and Gage. I swear, I was like, my start is going to be Russell Gage. I feel like we're going to have to give a lot of attention to C-Rid. He's gonna be with Slay, and I feel like Slay gonna do his job. So I would start Russell Gage. I feel like Russell Gage
ain't do his job since he was in Detroit.
You're crazy. He gonna start Russell Gage because C-Rid is gonna have a
guess who drafted Gage?
Who?
You. He said.
Oh.
You know he always pick his team. He's crazy.
So for me, I know I'm gonna sound like a homer, but I'm definitely starting Rodgers this week against New Orleans. The way he cooked them up last year, and we don't got to play in the dome, so we don't got to worry about that crowd.
Were y'all playing Jacksonville?
Yeah, Jacksonville. So I think we got a chance to jump out to an early lead, and I don't think their defense is that great. So I'm gonna start him, and I'm looking for a big season from your boy Jerry Jeudy. We was talking about him at the draft last night. So he got the Giants week 1. I think it's his first opportunity to come out and show the world this is season. So I'm gonna go with Jeudy against the Giants. Last but not least, let's get into these pick'ems. Do Cheese need to go first again this year, or are we doing it?
Yeah, this
is just
listen,
we gotta keep it the same. Just let me go first.
He's gonna set it off.
All right,
always.
So, game 1. Well, I mean, this is an easy pick for him anyway. Game 1, we got Cardinals at Titans.
Yeah, easy now. That defense is booty.
This is where I made my lead. Yeah, everybody went against the Titans, and that's when I made my lead. So I'm gonna stick with it. I'm going Titans.
Who you got, Jay?
Cards.
College,
like 450. 450.
Moose, who you like?
Yeah, I mean, I got them.
I like the Titans, honestly, but I saw the spread, and the spread kind of turned me off. So I'm going with the Cardinals.
All right, I'm gonna go
spread.
With the
I think they gave like 0.3. No, I mean 3.5.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go with Titans, so we split there. That's a good thing. Dolphins at Patriots. Who you like, Chase?
Patriots.
Jay, who you like?
That's a weird game, yo, because it's like, are the Patriots about to show that they back, or are the Dolphins really about to take that step? No Gilmore, I'm gonna go Dolphins.
Moose,
We
who you
on
like?
pup.
I'm going to Patriots.
I'm gonna make it Patriots for 3 out of 4. Good game here.
Take my lead now.
Steelers at Bills. So you like, Cheese? That should be a good one.
That is a
You already
good
know
one. Where the
moves
game
on.
at? At Bills, you
Buffalo.
said?
At Buffalo, yeah.
It's still hot though. It's September. It's still hot though. It ain't, you know.
I'm just thinking crowd. I'm gonna go Bills.
Jay, who you like?
Man. Steelers, man. Show me something.
You picking against
Jay started on 3. That's crazy.
Moose, who you like? Steelers at Bills.
Can't lie, I'm going Steelers as well. Like, don't get me wrong.
Wow, I expect Moose.
Like,
He was Griselda last year.
Like, Bills are the better team. Don't get me wrong, but like Steelers, they win them weird games they shouldn't win, but lose them games they should win. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so
Just seatbelt on.
What?
Just seatbelt on.
Nah. So I'm feeling like it's gonna be Steelers this year.
Nah. Yeah, Benny the Butcher ain't gonna like that, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
I'm going with the Bills. Game 4, Chargers at Washington. Chiefs, who you like? Offense versus defense.
That's a good one. I'm gonna go Chargers. Derwin James. Derwin James, 6.
Do the Chargers have enough defense to keep up, and do the Redskins or do the football team have enough offense? That's the question. I'm gonna go Herbert in the Chargers.
Moose, who you like?
I don't know. I got a weird feeling that the Washington football team gonna sneak a win out.
So you do know?
Huh? What?
Don't worry about it.
You got
Yeah.
I think Washington wins in a pretty low-scoring game, defense first game there. And last but not least, game that's should be horrible. Jaguars at Texans.
It was 2 stick teams, so it was like, who do you take?
Taking the over.
Absolutely.
Nah, I'm gonna go Jags. Texans don't got enough.
Who you like, Jack?
Trav about to light it up. I'm gonna go Jags.
Who's who you like?
In a barn burner, 48-43.
Moose, who you got?
All went Jags, huh?
Is that your seatbelt, right? No, is that your seatbelt?
Yeah, I'm going Titans then.
Texas?
Texas.
All right.
Look, you worry about us. We on everybody's mind. It's okay. Jay, you can switch your answer. We on everybody's mind. You can switch.
I'm not taking it all year. If y'all don't pick, I'm not taking it all year. Don't matter.
I'm gonna go Jaguars as well. So we knocked that out the way. For everybody listening, we got the pick'em going. It's on the page, all the information you need. So make sure you get your picks in. Make sure you logged in, doing everything you need to do. Same thing as last year. Got small cash prize for whoever comes in first place. Hopefully,
small. Hey, put emphasis on that small.
Small, yes, very small.
Like it might not even be enough to get a $1. Like small.
Might get you a 4.
We're about to run out of time, so for the sake of time, I'm not gonna ask for shout out. I'm gonna just go ahead and do it. Shout out to Gary for coming through yesterday, doing the Gary Kuiper on the draft. We appreciate that. Yeah, he was.
Gary held it down.
Yeah, shout out.
He crazy. His imagination is it's top tier, bro. Shout out Gary, yo.
Shout out Yanni and Monroe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kim. Yeah, shout out to the board and the clock. Yeah.
Shout out Kim on the clock and Yanni on the board for sure.
I'm gonna send her this because she was nervous. I'm gonna send her this. She was nervous.
She was nervous.
Like, man, just tell Moose he got 10 seconds on the clock.
Yeah,
countdown from 10.
But yeah, so we back. We're gonna try to make sure we're doing this every week. We'll get you all of our starts. We'll post our pick'em, our 5-game pick'ems on the website. We got some other stuff coming back. We got the confessionals. Hopefully, we'll get that up and running. So we excited.
I'm gonna have a lot to talk about the week 1, Cheese. I'm gonna have the room set. I'm gonna have candles set, man.
Week 1, we got Jay versus Cheese, so that should be a good one. And that's about that. Anybody got anything to add before we get out of here?
Monday Night Miracle, Cheese got to set up. But I see you, Cheese, man. You know Hollywood playing. You ain't slick, bro.
You gotta have Hollywood play. We about to run the ball.
Air it out. Just give me 3. Just give me 3 in the air. We good, bro.
All right, so that's that, and we will catch y'all next week. League with No Name.